Beautiful.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I asked these VTubers like 28 different questions, and we found the questions that we disagreed on. So, our first debate that we have for you guys here today is, should knowing how to boil water be considered a skill? And Emmy and I are on team yes. And I'll explain to you guys why, okay? So I'll say my piece, they'll be able to say their piece, okay? Now, I see you guys saying no, but consider the following. Skill. Does anyone know what a skill is? Does anyone ever have a skill issue when they try to wake up in the morning and they trip out of their bed? No. A skill is pretty simple. It is the ability to do something well. And that means there's a gradient of good versus bad. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? So, I would like to ask you guys. It's also, the other definition is a train. So I would like to ask you guys, if you can do something well, that implies you can do something badly. So here's a real question, chat. Have you ever driven a car? Would you consider driving a car to be a skill? Yes or no? Kirsche? Mari?
Oh, I thought you said chat.
Yeah, I thought you were talking to chat.
I'm talking to both.
Is a skill issue weird.
I was just rubbing my head against Mari's.
Yeah, I would
no.
consider driving.
I was about to say, yeah, no, I would consider driving a skill, but I don't think it's equivalent to boiling water.
Well, here's the thing. The thing is, if you mess up driving, you crash into a telephone pole and kill a family of 4. But if you fail to boil water, you get this. I messed up my slides. You get these.
Someone can't boil
You
water
get-
so that
This stream
another
is a
person
study in why
boiling
women
water.
shouldn't lead things.
If you
You
don't boil
get the
water,
same
you just
result.
don't know how
So
to use a
here's this
stovetop.
slide. This is boiling water, and this is what happens when you're not good at it. See, this would imply that being able to boil water is a skill, because if you mess it up, you die.
How does all the water evaporating from the pot and the pot turning black from being burned by the fire actually turn into like a big fire? Because the pot can't get set on fire.
Catches on fire, and then you put a towel on it, and the towel catches on fire.
Well, it
Boiling water isn't catching on fire.
Is making presentations considered to be a skill?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Talk about America.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I rest my case. It's so easy to burn down an apartment with a stove, which you are required to use to boil water. I would know. I rest my case.
Does this happen to you?
No, it's just, this is like hypothetical.
I've actually had my roommate try to boil water in my pots, and he forgot that he was boiling the water, and they stayed on the stove for hours. And the apartment building never burned down because the pot doesn't catch on fire. It just ruins the pot, and I was very upset.
Okay, so hypothetically, since you think that this is a skill, then you have a skill issue.
Correct.
Ex-wife flitter
Okay,
kitchen.
Listen, I'm open about my afflictions, you know? Like, if I had AIDS, I would tell you.
Okay.
What?
Do you have AIDS?
I don't.
Okay, that's
You're
really
so honest, Filian.
You died from
Thank
AIDS.
Thank you. See, that's the perks of being a virgin. No AIDS. Emmy, what do you think?
Oh, I think everything you said is correct and true.
Okay, my tier 3 is coming in clutch. Check your PayPal. So, chat, that's my side of it. I think now is time to give Kirsche and Mari their side. They think boiling water is not a skill. But I think I made a compelling case. So here it is. All right. No. Oh. How do I do this? Ooh, there. Bam.
Escape.
All right. All right, your turn. All you.
Okay. So, I don't think boiling water should be considered a skill at all. Alright, no comments from the peanut gallery.
Oh my
Sit
God.
down, Filian.
No. I'll stand up as long as I want to. I'm burning calories. You're mad because I'm fit and I can't cook. That makes me hot and stupid.
Men do like them hot and stupid.
I'm literally optimal. Sorry.
You're flaming yourself right now.
No, I flamed my apartment.
True.
Okay.
Okay, so Filian did bring up a good point.
Thank you.
Filian did bring up a good point.
I'm like a
skill
needle.
is the ability to use one's knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance. But it's...
Did you have the exact same? slides!
What?
Your slides.
You looked at my slides ahead of time!
How would I have looked at your slides? You didn't even give us the link.
Emmy, did they have the link or not? Did you give them
I cannot confirm nor deny anything.
Emmy. Okay, continue.
So, a skill by definition is the ability to use one's knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance.
Exactly.
And very great that you can, like, read the definition of a word.
That's a skill, reading.
Yeah, it is a skill. Awesome. But I think that personally that there's more nuance to the word skill than the definition has to offer.
Is Emmy having
And
a
honestly-
schizophrenic episode? What is happening?
You bringing up the dictionary definition of skill to defend your point kind of makes you look like a nerd,
Okay. Bro,
and it kind of makes you look stupid because clearly you can't think with nuance.
And I can't boil water, which means it's a skill. You're helping my argument.
No, honestly, I don't think it's a skill issue that you can't boil water.
Then what is it?
I just think that it's a life issue. If you walked up to some random guy on the street and asked him to boil water, he would probably be able to do it just as well as a professional chef.
How would he be able to do it on the street?
Exactly!
Because you can set a
Bring him
fire
into your
anywhere.
house. Yeah, you can start a fire just on the ground if you wanted to.
And since fire has been one of the things that humanity has used for ages, boiling water is also something that humans have done for millions of years.
But they had to learn that. They didn't come out the
Counterpoint.
womb. You know,
I was
boss
just gonna say that.
baby
Babies have
wasn't
to
cooking.
Learn that.
Yeah.
That is a
Just
skill.
because you learn something doesn't mean
Yeah,
it's
but
a
you
skill.
want to know what else you learned? How to stand.
Yeah, and if I trip and die, that's a skill issue.
That's
Well, that's what
balance.
I'm saying. You're using the dictionary definition so, like, tight. You're, like, holding on to it so tight that it doesn't really give any, like, what is a skill at that point? What is a skill?
Well, breathing
Then
isn't a
everything
skill
is a
because
skill,
you naturally
Julian.
know how to breathe from birth.
Then everything is a skill, isn't
No,
it?
breathing is not a skill.
Breathing isn't a skill.
'Cause you were born
Can't
breathing.
you do it skillfully? Do you think
No.
you can breathe skillfully?
No,
You
I
can't
can
do it
sound
skillfully. You
better than
die.
anyone else.
I
No.
have it.
What
I have
about
it.
someone with asthma, filian?
Well,
But what about people who live at high altitude?
Then they're
the
less
people who go
skillful at
scuba
breathing,
diving?
aren't they?
Filian.
wait, I mean, help.
I got the power. bomb.
Okay. You got the what wrong?
Scale. 5 letters. Water. 5 letters.
Yup.
5 letters. Boom. Atheists.
Oh, true. So here's the thing, if you're gonna boil water with skill, they're literally in the same fan club. Your
What are
counter?
you saying?
Water and skill both have 5 letters, and if you pick one more, like the word blues, then it's also 5 letters. That's a triangle.
Thank you.
That's not a real argument.
The
That just sounds like
Illuminati is
an
real.
LSD-fueled delusion.
Whatever.
Kind
Like,
of sounds like you're coping really hard because you don't know how to boil water. The only reason you consider this a skill is because you don't have anything else going for you. And
okay,
because of that,
but it's still a skill. It's a skill to learn. You have to learn. If I was playing RuneScape, I have to learn to make a fire from level 1.
This is a very personal argument. This is not something you'd be able to teach to a college class.
This is an ad hominem. You're using me as an example.
Okay,
you're,
well, I just...
you're taking
Hey,
you're
William?
undermining my credibility.
You are the
but
one
to
who
be
used
fair-
yourself as an example, though.
Yeah, you used yourself as an example. You
Okay,
brought
but
up
I'm
your
allowed
old
to.
Apartment.
But I'm allowed to.
Lillian, I'm telling you, I don't think you have a skill issue.
I don't have. Look, check.
I don't
You
think
just
have a skill
admitted it.
issue.
You
See
just
that?
admitted you didn't have a skill issue.
Yeah,
Okay, continue. We'll see.
I personally don't think you have a skill issue.
If someone boils water, I find it impressive. I think it's a skill.
Oh, you think it's impressive
Yes.
if somebody boils water?
Yes.
That's interesting. It kind of seems like you don't got a whole lot going for you.
Okay, can you
And
stop
maybe
saying that
that,
every 5 seconds?
Filian?
You should die.
I agree with Mari_en. If you are unable to boil water, you are too dumb to live.
Emmy, am I cooked?
R.I.P.
Am I boiled?
You're alone with this one. This is personal.
Okay, we'll see what the
That's a
chat
nice
thinks.
shot. That's a nice shot. Clippers? Clippers.
We'll see what the chat thinks at the end of this. Okay, finish your argument up. Wrap it up.
Kirsche, anything to add?
No, I think you illustrated your point very well, Mari_en.
Okay, thank you.
What
To
is this
summarize-
slide?
I think that
Am I on a hit list? Oh, they're clipping this and putting it in a thumbnail.
It's only a hit list if you actually can't boil water and instead are trying to pander to an audience that wants to believe that you are so stupid that you can't boil water, so they love you
You ever
more.
had a dream you wish you won? You could do some anything?
Yes,
Frick you.
Filian, yes.
Frick you. Frick you. How about you stop using run-on sentences and effing read a Bible?
How do you know what my punctuation is? You can't hear my punctuation.
I can hear your punctuation. I have
Filian,
text to
what do
speech in
you
my
know
brain.
about the Bible?
What do you know about rolling down in the
I've
deep
eaten
when your
pages
brain
out
goes
of the
numb? You can
Bible.
call
I'm
that.
closer to the Bible than you ever will.
Yeah, because you're effing ancient.
What if you beat me with
Duster.
the Bible?
What did you call me?
Trust in the Lord
What?
with all
Did you just call me
thine
the D
heart,
word?
and
What the
lean
fuck?
not
Yep.
unto thine own understanding.
Yup, exactly. See,
Boiling
Emmy's biblically
water.
accurate,
Well, now
and
you're
she's
just being
As
mean.
stated
Now you're just
before,
being
my
mean for no
ex
reason.
started fire boiling
Thy
water.
paths.
You
Okay,
can
I'll
mess it up
console
if
you,
you don't
Mari.
know how.
okay. All right, can we do the poll? Can we do a poll? All right, so we have to do a poll with chat. Chat, we debated. We're gonna do Emmy and Filian or Kirsche and Mari.
Hi.
Who is objectively more correct about this question? Because if you miss boil water, you burn down an apartment. That makes it a skill.
Filian, you're not allowed to put more in.
Yeah, you can't try to make the point. It's not done. That's
Dude, you're allowed to take a dump on me. I'm allowed to talk after the fact.
You're using
But you can't set an
the fact that
apartment on
you're
fire with
just
boiling
saying
water.
God, you literally can.
You can't unless you put oil in that water.
If you
wow,
consider
then that's a
boiling water
skill
to be a
issue.
skill,
That's
then
not a
literally
skill
everything is
issue.
a skill, and skill has no meaning. So, like, what's the skill threshold?
Oh, man. Alright, did they make the poll?
I just got out of the hospital and my
I can't
doctor
tell.
said if nobody votes one, I'm gonna die.
Oh,
You
no.
guys, please save my life.
Okay.
Please.
Let me see what they're saying. How do
If
I...
Emmy dies, I'm gonna video it and post it on YouTube for content.
God,
Okay,
I love you so much.
we're getting mogged. We're getting mogged.
No.
We're getting mogged. Okay, fine, you win this one. But to be honest, it's a hard argument. So that's just, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you.
You
I
had-
actually had to debate this with one of my friends to find holes in your argument because I
So
thought
you
you were
cheated.
right.
So all you do is ad hominem me.
No, I practiced.
I actually, unironically had the opinion of Mari that if you can't boil water, then you just don't deserve to live.
So you
it's not a skill.
pre-debated. You practiced.
No, yeah, because
No, we didn't
like,
practice.
the first
That's just
thing
what I
could
thought.
think of
You mastered debating.
Yeah, I'm a masturbator. Debater, sorry. my
Okay.
bad.
Can you teach me, Mari,
How to Dougie.
to be a masturbator like you?
Okay. Whatever. All right. Let's go on to the next topic.
Keisha, I think you're pretty good at baiting.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
My name is Mari Miranda Square. I'm a goldfish princess VTuber. I love trucking, I love fucking, but most importantly, I love cranking my hob. Welcome in, everybody!